Hey, I'm Dave, and we are about to listen to the debut record from Pist Idiots. I've only heard a couple of their tracks. I haven't listened to a lot of Pist Idiots, but everything I've heard, I've loved, and I'm excited to see what they really unleash for their debut album. I put a lot of importance on an album open, especially for a debut album. This is a big make or break. It's called Another Clown. I'm a bit nervous for them. My foot's already tapping. Pist Idiots, you've done it. You've sold me. Let's go. First and foremost, it's really only going for that vibe of like, I'm trying to hang out and have a good time. But what I like about Pist Idiots is that some of the lyrics, you know, they're actually saying some shit. They've been pretty outspoken on toxic masculinity, which is great for a band that on front look like the guys. They just look like the blokes. They look like the boys. So them kind of having like good opinions and stuff brings a goddamn tear to my eye. When he's saying, I won't do things to keep you around, I won't be another clown. That shit's hard. First track, he's like, look, I'm not gonna be a clown for you, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do what I'm about. And if that's not the Pist Idiots we all know and love, then I don't know what is. All right. Catchy, I'm all in. Let's go to track 2. This one's called Street Fighter. They know what they're doing. They're turning up the BPMs. This one's a bit faster. That yelling out Street Fighter, like, you know, that's gonna go off live. I'm already imagining watching these guys in a Humpty Doo tavern. Let's take it up to NT. I can imagine these guys playing Humpty Doo tavern. And I'd be in front row with my shirt off, sweaty. I don't quite know what I'm saying, but this is just what the emotions Street Fighter is bringing out. I want to start a fight, but everyone around me's telling me not to. That's what I'm picking up off this track. Look, I'm not quite sure because I don't have the lyrics in front of me. But I think at one point he's just yelling about giving someone a nipple cripple. If he is talking about nipple cripples, then this one's top one. Hell yeah, all right, that was Street Fighter. This one is called Dead Shit. Dead Shit. You know what? I'm about 5 seconds into the song, and the weird comparison I'm getting from it, Chop Suey, System of a Down. I'm sure it's gonna change, but like just starting with like that quick dead shit and then going into that guitar, kind of sounds like a start Chop Suey. I'm a dead shit, don't fill me. Part of me wants to pull it down a chimney. And to start a song like that, just saying I'm a dead shit, don't fill me, or don't fill me, whatever he's saying, that's hard. Midway through the set, as soon as you hear that kind of guitar pulsating, you'll just start bumping in excitement, ready to just throw some elbows when he says, I'm a dead shit. Yeah, Ripper one so far, favorite song. The last single they put out before putting out the album, it's called She Yells Jack. Let's go. Okay, from Dead Shit into She Yells Jack, this one, they're bringing the tempo back down. I double checked what time my shift was. Okay, so this one's a bit more of a love song. This is also what I like about pub rock, which I think is very underrated in Australian culture, is that I think pub rock was the first time it let tough blokes, and I'm talking about back in the 80s, tough blokes, show some freaking feeling. All right, yeah, that's a lovely song. This is track 5. It's called Juliette. It seems like it's going to be another love song, which is all right. We started the album off pretty fast. Well, me and you, we're cut from the same stone, a little more than half cut, we're just under half stone. When Pist Idiots are writing a love song, it feels like they're going more at the direction of longing for love you know, chasing a girl or chasing, you know, a person of their sexual desire. It's just that real nice sing-along quality. Boom. Nice little short and sweet one. Another highlight for me. So let's get into track number 6. All right, as we can hear in the start, we've just had 2 slow songs with She Yells, Jack and Juliette. We're ripping it back up. All right, Jack from the band has just had his heart broken twice. He's ready to get back in the garage with the boys and start ripping it up. Let's go, let's do this debut album, boys. That's what he said before he recorded this track. From what I'm feeling like the philosophy of this band is, there's a lot of self-hate, which is a classic in Australian music, is what makes us all Australians. The fact that we hate ourselves and each other. It's quite beautiful in the story of I guess what this album is, of, you know, these people that you're attracted to, who you want in your life. They don't want you for whatever reason. And I guess that first step towards real recovery is that self-hatred and looking at all your flaws. Hopefully, as the album goes on, we see that maybe Jack has some epiphanies about himself, that maybe he's not an idiot. There's not much happening on the lyrics front. This is very much a band moment of the album, of just everyone just raging out together, letting off some frustrations. Just want to start getting into a fight. All right, this one's called Light Up Your World. We're going back slow, which is an interesting choice. I thought that we were kind of going back on the rise, but I ain't mad at it. Oh, the guitar work on this one's beautiful.
Day after day in the pressure cooker. Time flies by when you forget to look up.
He just hit us with some pretty hectic lyrics. Day after day in the pressure cooker. Watch how time flies when you forget to look up. While this album's been released, a lot of places in the country been in lockdown, long lockdowns, and that feeling of cabin fever or just that Groundhog Day of every day is the same and you kind of feel like life's getting away from you. It's very prevalent right now. Again, blaming himself, like the chorus, don't ask me to flip the switch, I won't light up your world. Maybe he's saying 2 things with this. Maybe it's like a thing of like, don't even bother asking me to be part of your world because I'm not gonna make it better. Or maybe it's him saying, hey, I've already given you so much and you haven't shown any appreciation, so I'm not gonna do this anymore. You know, it reminds me of that quote, don't set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. There you go. You can use that one for your Instagram captions. The guitars in this are beautiful, really emotional. They're kind of almost a hint of Oasis. Some weird comparisons I'm making this record so far. System of a Down, Oasis. There's only really one way to see how it all comes together. That's to listen to the project fully. Yeah, hell yeah. After She Yells, Jack and Juliette, Light Up Your World might have taken the crown for most emotional moment of this album. Really beautiful one there. This one is called Screw. So before, how I was saying a lot of songs feel like it's self-hate and kind of trying to chase after someone who doesn't like you like that and you're blaming yourself. This is kind of the flip of that. The song Screw is more about, you know, he opens it, the track up saying, baby, you're hard to love, I can't help but to do it. This person is so annoying. They cause my life to be hell, but I can't stop loving them. Which we've all been there before. And also how he has the classic kind of dad thing. He goes, I need you like I need a hole in the head. You don't need that, mate. Ah, yeah, get out of here. Really simple but nice bridge, just saying all our lights are red. That's the thing, like when you're in that relationship where it's just not working, you love them a lot, but you just know that there's nowhere forward to go. It's the hardest thing you got to deal with. It's hitting an emotional chord with me. And that's the thing about lyrics. More simple, the better. Just get the point across, say it a couple of times, have some ripper guitars going, call it a day, son. Maybe I need you to like a cigarette. Again, some great imagery there. That's classic Australian. You know, sometimes you wake up and you light up a ciggy and you think, oh, this is gonna be great. And you smoke that cigarette and then you drink your coffee and all the endorphins are going off. And then you finish it and you just go, I feel like shit. And that's sometimes how it feels like when you're going back to a disruptive person in your life. You're thinking about them all the time and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. And you call them and you get that endorphins rushing. And then afterwards you go, ugh, that was awful. Never want to do that again. And then you have a glass of wine and then you're like, oh, I'll just have one more. That was screw. I lost in my own memories that I didn't even get the tail end of the song. But it's a good song. I'm happy with it. Let's go into track 9. Not long of the album to go. This one's called Into the Red. These guitars are a bit Western. I'm getting a bit of a Clint Eastwood vibe from this. So pretty much what I can gather from the first verse, Into the Red Wagon, we're going for a drive.
And some train light stops by a motor car. Sit in the back seat, if I'm going down, take me there.
See, I don't quite know what the song's about. I'm guessing, because it kind of feels like he's talking about a car, but also going into the red. Maybe it's like I'm slipping into a worse state of mind, kind of losing your mind, especially after track 8, Screw, when this person, you're coming off a bad relationship. So maybe that's where Jack's at mentally with this one. He's dropped the problem in his life and now he's alone and he's thinking, Jesus, I'm going into the fucking red. I feel like Light Up Your World, I'm still thinking about that one. Like that was such a huge moment. There was a couple of things going on with it. I feel like the Red Wagon. See, this is another thing about Aussie acts and Aussie pub rock albums. See, I'm putting a lot of thought of going, what does the car represent? But sometimes it's just as easy as these guys were on the beers and then one of them has a red car and they wrote a song about a red car, which is also fine. It's people like me who have to be nerds and think about shit like this. Well, I go, what does the car represent, man? It represents a car. I feel like what I'm just getting from Pist Idiots of this album especially, I don't think they are your average, yeah, we'll just drink beers and play guitar. I think these guys put a lot of thoughts and a lot of emotions in their tracks. So it feels like the Red Wagon might represent a state of mind. And even in the last part of the song, when he's talking about being in the back seat, you just take me wherever, he's just kind of going, look, my hands are off the wheel, I have no control of how I'm feeling, I'm just gonna see where this takes me. Well, sometimes when you're in that spiral, you're feeling down and you're trying to do your little coping mechanisms, you're trying to touch things and feel, sometimes you just gotta really sit back and just go, hey, how am I feeling? Let's just feel what we're feeling and then we'll pick it up later. And it kind of makes sense that it is the 9th song on the album. We've got 2 more songs left to go. It feels like we're wrapping this up. Feels like I know more about Jack and the Pist Idiots. So yeah, this next one, track 10, it's called Blood Out of the Sandstone. That's another kind of classic dad thing to say. Oh mate, it's like trying to draw blood from a stone. It can't be done. I'm pretty certain Pist Idiots have just heard stuff that dads say and just gone, yep, we'll run with this for a song concept. And I ain't mad at that either. That's a good songwriting technique. To be honest, with this song, he's kind of like, he's singing pretty fast and it's kind of hard to hear what he's saying without the lyrics. I guess that's not really the point of this track. This definitely does feel like more of a raw emotion. I think he's saying some pretty hectic stuff. This just feels like a song of frustration which it kind of makes sense from the journey we've gone on this album so far. Ooh, all right, those drums here. Look, shouts out to my boy Belted John, man. He's belted these drums right now. I'll be honest with you, the first half of the song, I wasn't feeling it. The second part, where those drums come in, it's got me back on board. Yeah, it's a very cathartic track. Again, another track that would be so much fun live. Hell yeah, another fun one, especially that second half of the track. This last song off the album, it's called 6 O'Clock Swill. I think we're gonna be talking about drinking some beers here, guys. And you know what? Let's do it. I'm 5 seconds into the song. It feels like last call. We've all just ran amok with Blood Out of the Sandstone. We've ripped apart the Humpty Doo Tavern. You know, Cheryl, the bar manager, she's pissed off. She wants everyone to go home, but everyone's sticking around for one last drink, which is this song. And it just feels like every other song on this album you've been listening to like bouncing. This one's a real sway.
Turn the taps on and the pops will rattle. Toss some drinks around. It's time that we all drown.
Oh, pass the drinks around. It's time we all drown. Again, this is what makes me think that Pist Idiots aren't just, you know, your average couple of guys who start a band together. Like, I really love the imagery of, you know, something that is so, you know, Australian, of, all right, day's over, let's have some beers, which it kind of feels like this is what the album is, like the last song of the album is like, all right, just did the album, have some beers. Like that having beers is actually kind of a weird tribal thing we do, where we drink and we complain about how shit our lives are, how shit work is, how shit the misso or how shit the hubby is. And it's like, while you're complaining, you're also killing yourself because you're drinking poison. So I kind of feel like that's what they're doing. It's like, hey, yeah, it's fun to sit around and complain and drink our beers, but we got to stop this soon. That's kind of, it doesn't feel like they're having fun drinking beers. Maybe I'm reading into it too deeply, but calling it a 6 o'clock swill, like, yeah, we do this every day and our fucking lives suck. I mean that in the best way. I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm living their same life Pist Idiots are living right now. Oh, get a little harmonica at the end. And that's it. That's your lot. It just does feel like licking your wounds, and a really fantastic debut album from Pist Idiots. You know, 11 tracks. It didn't feel like a long listen. They just kind of got in, got out, touched on some pretty familiar themes of love, loss, of course, street fighting. That's always just classic Australian rock. Go out, buy a vinyl. I'm going to buy a vinyl. It is a nice escape from reality at the moment with being in lockdown. It really does feel like I know these guys. So actually sitting down, listening to our whole record, it felt really concise and also just a lot of fun. The whole album was just, it felt fun. Even the emotional parts. Yeah, it's a really fantastic record from Pist Idiots, and I enjoyed it. And now we're going to listen to the whole record again, as in is the spirit of replay on Triple J. This never ends. It's just a loop of listening to the same record. No, this is it.